Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 111, Inventory for Quest Game Part 4. It's a follow-up to Flash Tutorial Request 110, which was Inventory for Quest Game Part 3, and that's what I have opened on my computer. At this time, I think you need a pencil or a good brain to remember something, but I want to go to the map. So I want to make the map visible. I want to select the first frame of the map, unlock the map layer. So double click on the map or inside the map. Make sure the buttons layer is unlocked. And this one here for the home leave button is 62.25. So the home leave button I think is the one I really need, but we're going to take both of them anyway. And back to scene 1. Open this actions layer, frame 10. And down here where we have I'm around 110-ish, 109 on my lines. We have this if inventory count is greater than 4. And right here, put an enter and type these 3 lines of code. Map on off, that's the variable that determines the map, equals -1 semicolon. So when we jump there, we want to make sure the map is turned off. When we jump to the next frame here, this home lev, map movie clip period home underscore button period X, that's the X coordinate, equals 5,000 semicolon. That's going to send that home button way off to the right so we don't see it. And this is the one we took the coordinates of, map underscore MC period home lev underscore BTN period X equals, that's the coordinates I wrote down, 62.25 with a semicolon. Go back to the main timeline. Right here, select this keyframe right here. Open the Properties panel and call this first X half, I think. FIRST, capital X, capital HALF. First X half. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select the items layer, and I'm going to put a bunch of layers in here. I'll go through them in a minute. I want to hide the map layer. Click here so we don't see it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through these one at a time. Starting off with this one here. It's called water, and right in line with this new frame here. Now let's actually put come here and put a keyframe. I'm up at the 55-ish mark, a keyframe, so I see my first X half, and we're talking about the water layer right here. If I look at it, there's some water on that frame. Then if I look at the next layer up, I made some grass. I added some grass to it here. Another layer, put some sky behind it. I made something called land B, just a bunch of land. I made a boar, like a pig, sitting there. And then I have a tree in front of the pig, in front of the boar. And then I have trees in the background. So I'm calling them trees in the background there. They're little trees. Then I got something called tree button, which is a bunch of big trees here. And they extend up to here. If they don't, then you just put in some keyframes, bring them up, and eliminate the keyframes. So they should come up to that level right there. Now I'm making all the layers visible except the map layer. and I'm up on this frame for first X, and I want to, this one here, tree button, unlock it, select that first frame, highlight it, right click, convert it to a symbol, make sure button is selected, and call it trees, TREES underscore BTN. Copy that and paste it in for an instance name. Now lock that, go to down till you find the boar itself, the peak, select that first frame, highlight it so it's all fuzzy, right click, convert it to a symbol, button, boar, BOAR underscore BTN, copy that and paste it in for an instance name. It's good so far. And one more down here, the water, select that frame, see all the water, right click, convert that to a symbol, and it's water button, WATER underscore BTN. Copy that and paste that in. So now we have 3 buttons here. Paste that in. Select the actions layer right here above this first X. Insert a blank keyframe. Open the actions panel and type this code. Food count, that's one of the variables, minus semicolon. That's going to subtract 1 from the food that we have in our inventory. And we have water count minus semicolon. That'll subtract 1 water from that water from the inventory. So that means when we advanced and walked or drove a horse or however we got to this next stage, it took up 1 water and 1 food. So if you didn't have a water or a food, you'd be in trouble. Does that when we enter the frame once. And here we want to keep these things updated. So add event listener, open bracket, event, capital E, period, enter underscore frame, all capitals, comma, I'm calling this half X, close bracket, semicolon, function, half X, open bracket, E, little e, colon, event, close bracket, colon, void. There's the open curly bracket for this function, the close curly bracket. So this is going to keep our things up to date as we do things. So because we changed this food count, we want to make sure the text is updated. And we also want to make sure that our total inventory is updated. So food underscore text period text equals open bracket food count close bracket period to string small t capital S open close bracket semicolon. You can copy that, paste it in, change the word food to water here, change the word to food to water here. And now we're going to say the inventory count equals the rope count plus the axe count plus the food count plus the water count. Now plus meat count, that's that meat, that's our inventory that we're going to use now, plus firewood count, and that's the firewood count for that firewood that we're going to make, and a semicolon. Then another line, we have to display that inventory inv underscore text period text equals open bracket the inventory count close bracket period to string open close bracket semicolon, and there's a close curly bracket. So now we need to write the code so that when the water or the trees are selected, these counts will change. The water and the food count and those things. So how do we do that? Click at the end of that last close curly bracket, put a few enters, and type this code. I'm going to save this right now. Okay, let's look at this code we just added. And it starts here. Water button, period, water underscore button period. Add event listener. It's a mouse event. This is all the same. I'm not going to go through this. I'm calling this water hx as in half x. There's the function. I've done these before. Open curly bracket, and we want to do two things. Water count plus plus colon. So we have to pick up some more water, excuse me, semicolon. So we have to pick up another water for the one we used up so we can continue our journey. And we have to update the water text just as we did above by doing this to string. There's a closed curly bracket. Then take that, copy it, paste it in, and change the word water to tree with an S, trees with an S, trees with an S. And this time when we click on the trees, we're going to turn them into fir wood because I don't have a tree in my inventory. So now fir wood count plus plus semicolon, and this is the line, the string that allows me to display it, and there's a closed curly bracket. And finally, copy it, paste it in again, and do the same for the boar button, the boar, and the boar is the meat count because I don't have a boar in my inventory. So meat count plus plus semicolon, and this is the line that puts it to string to allow it to display. Let's just see what we have going on now. Pull this over, hopefully no errors. I don't see any errors yet. I click on this and it brings me to my inventory. I have my map that goes on and off. That still works. I'm going to pick up a water. I'm going to pick up a water and a food. I'm going to pick up an axe, a rope, and another water. And when I do, I should jump to this next frame. And there it is. I have 5 items. My inventory I can turn off. My map I can turn on and off. And now I want to go to this here, first x half. Click on that. And that's what the next thing we got to be able to do. I'm on the actions layer. I'm in line with this home leave. And I'm going to insert a blank keyframe. Open the actions panel and type this code. Map underscore period home leave underscore button period. That's the button that we click for the leave, when we say we leave the home. Add event listener, open bracket mouse event period click comma. I'm calling it map home leave, close bracket semicolon, function home map leave, open bracket event small e, colon mouse event, close bracket colon void. There's the open curly bracket for this function, the closed curly bracket. I'm doing a trace just to see if this works. Open bracket, period. You can write anything you want in here. I got you clicked first x half, quotations, close bracket semicolon. This map on off variable, I'm going to make it equal to a 1 with a semicolon. And I'm going to say go to and stop. Open bracket, quotation. First x half, that's that new frame we just made. Close quotation, close bracket, semicolon. There's the closed curly bracket for the function. Now, that map home underscore, map underscore MC period home underscore BTN, that home button, period X. I don't want to see that anymore, equals 5,000, semicolon, so that's going to send that off the stage. Let's test this and see if this works. Okay, I don't want this button here yet, so I got to do something to change that. So I click on here. I'm going to pick up 2 foods, 1 water, 1 axe, and 1 rope. I got 5 items. It jumps me here. That's gone like it's supposed to be. I can turn my inventory on and off. I can turn my map on and off. Now when I click this, I should jump into that boar page where the boar is, and notice I lost one of my waters, put it down to 0, and I lost one of my things here, but for some reason I lost these items. So I got to figure out what happened there. My inventory is still counting 3, but I'm not displaying these 2 items. These 3 lines here, I want to click on them, Go back, get that fuzzy square, say I did all in one motion, click on them, come off, come back with that fuzzy square, drag it once to the right, and while they're highlighted, right click, I want to remove those frames. Now when I test it, I still got to get rid of that one here. I'm going to pick up 2 waters. I'm going to pick up 2 foods, 1 water, 1 axe, and 1 rope for a total of 5. I can turn my inventory on and off. I can turn my map on and off. I click here. Oops, get on it. And notice that I lost my water. I lost 1 of my foods, but I still have 2 of these, and there's my count on my inventory. If I click on my trees, I pick up 1 in my inventory and 1 on my wood, my fir wood. I can pick up another 1 because now that code is not anymore limiting me to 5. And click on here and I can pick up some meat. So far so good. Now I wanted to make sure that that second button wasn't there when we first started, so I'm going frame 1, open the actions panel, put a couple of enters at the end here, and type this code. Type. Map _ MC period home leave _ button period X. That's that button that's on the home leave one on the green oasis thing, equals 5,000 semicolon. So now when we test it, I don't have that button. That's good. That's what I wanted to get rid of. And we'll just go through this once more. I'm going to pick up 2 foods, 1, 2. I'm going to pick up 1 water, 1 axe, and 1 rope. Jumps me into this page. Again, I can turn the inventory off. I can turn the map off. I can click this. I'll jump to that page. I lost 1 of my foods and I lost my water. And now I'll be able to pick up some water here by clicking on the water to go onto my journey. I'll be able to click up some wood by clicking on trees. And I'll be able to pick up some meat by clicking on the beast. Okay. There's a lot of things that can go on after this, but unless I get some feedback asking me specific questions, I think I'm done with this set of tutorials. I hope you learned something from this set of tutorials, and I hope you use what you learn.